that big a thing. Welcome to the 2014. Use the other one? We'll use this one. Is that better?
Yeah, a little.
Let me turn this thing off. Welcome to the 2014 annual Burns Night celebration here at the Schlafly Tap Room. This is our 23rd year. I want to briefly thank my mother-in-law, who is in Scotland, for that she's the reason this event exists. In 1992, she came to visit us shortly after we opened the Schlafly Tap Room, and she was disappointed that she was going to be missing her Burns Night at home, so we decided to start the tradition here. So, to Evelyn Cook. We will start the evening off with the address to the Haggis.
Fair fa your honest, sonsy face, great chieftain o' the puddin' race, upon them I attack your place, painch, tribe, or therm. Weel are ye worthy of a grace as lang's my arm. The groaning trencher, there ye fill, your herdies, like a distant hill. Your pin, what help to mend a mill in time of need, while through your pores, the dews distill, like amber bead. His knife, see rustic labor dicked, and cuts you up with ready slicked, trenching your gushing entrails bright like horny ditch, and then, oh, what a glorious sight! Warm, reeking, rich. Then horn for horn they stretch and strive. I'll tuck the hindmost on they drive, till all their wheel-swallowed kites belive are bent like drums. And then all good man mayst like to rive. Thank you. Oh, yes. Is there that o'er his French ragout, or oleo that would star a sow, or fricassee would make you spew with perfect scorner? Looks down with sneering, scornful view on sick a dinner. Poor devil, see him o'er his trash, as feckless as a withered rash. His spindle shank, a good whiplash. His knee, a nit. Throw bloody flood o'er field to dash. Oh, how unfit. But mark, the rustic, Haggis fed. The trembling earth resounds his tread. Clap in his wally neva blade. He'll mack it, whistle. And legs, and arms, and heads will sned like caps of thistle. Ye powers wha mock mankind your care, and dish them out their bill of fare, Old Scotland wants nae skinking ware that joups in luggies. But if ye wish her grateful prayer, gie her a Haggis! Haggis!
And another big hand for John Meyer.
Now, what you need to know is back in 1992, Dan's mother-in-law was still a little hesitant to come to St. Louis. She just couldn't accept the fact that there was an authentic Burns night here on the Mississippi. So in order to persuade this skeptical Scotswoman, we said, we will conjure up the ghost of Robert Burns just for you. And so over the years, we've developed a formula that works. We offer Scotch ale, haggis, cockaliki, shepherd's pie, maybe a little wee dram of single malt Scotch, and some poetry. And the formula we've used will include some words that will seem familiar to those of you who've been here in the past. I mean, why mess with something that works? But we also customize it a little bit so he knows that he needs to come back and hear something new every year. And this poem is a little longer than usual because he's been frozen solid in this weather, and getting him out of his grave, we just need a little more effort. What you need to know is I did in fact perform this poem downstairs. Those were the rehearsals. You're getting the finished product right now. I saved it for the connoisseurs. The groundlings can't tell the difference. From Glasgow to the Hebrides, when Scottish bagpipes wail, and drummers drum for Robert Burns, 'tis time to drink Scotch ale! 'Tis the day when all of Scotland drinks to Robert Burns, and if ye drink enough Scotch ale, old Robert's ghost returns. His ghost returns resplendent, with his sporran tam and kilt, and he's been known to curse in verse, should his Scotch ale be spilt. His kilt's the pride of Scotland, it bears the family tartan. He wears nothing underneath, Burns' ghost is Spartan. Although the ghost is somewhat shy, he just need lift a glass of Scotch ale, then he'll lift his kilt for every passing lass. On Burns night he eats haggis, Scotch eggs, and cockaliki, while lassies lift the laddies' kilts to sneak a little peeky. On Burns night, lads and lassies tend to lose their fear, shedding kilts and inhibitions on this night every year. It's not just in Scotland. Now the president of France got caught between two girlfriends wearing neither kilt nor pants. The story hit the tabloids. Soon all of France was tweeting about their manly president and his serial cheating. Girlfriend number one got mad and then broke down in tears. The NSA was not surprised. They had known for years. The NSA knows everything. They're reading all our emails. Of course they would be au courant on Hollande's various females. Their reach is comprehensive, but even they cannot explain just what the hell is going on in Dennis Rodman's brain. And what's the deal with A-Rod, the mighty Yankee slugger? Is he a world-class athlete or just another drugger? Now Burns' ghost will say Scotch ale is all a laddie needs if he wants to hit home runs and do great manly deeds. You don't need syringes and bottles full of pills. Scotch ale is a panacea for all your bodily ills. The shepherd in his cottage and the king inside his palace know that Scotch ale's better than Viagra or Cialis. Yeah. What's happening to your kilt, John? You got your flashlight in there? Then Burns' ghost complained, you know, it's just not fair. Scotch ale should be covered by Obamacare. Who cares about a lab test, a doctor, or a nurse? Scotch ale is a treatment they ought to reimburse. Out in Colorado, voters cried, Hosanna! Obamacare will pay the cost of medical marijuana. We are all entitled to cannabis and nirvana, and weed that's grown domestically, not outsourced to Tijuana. Then someone told the ghost there's one thing you got wrong. You're not in Colorado, so put away your bong. St. Louis isn't Denver. No reefer madness here. On Burns Night in St. Louis, you have to stick to beer. Burns' ghost then took a sip and said, I heard the news about the stellar season of your St. Louis Blues. So let's all toast the Blue Note. Fill your glasses up. Soon we all will drink Scotch Ale from the Stanley Cup. They were winning 1-0 downstairs when I left against the Rangers. Aye, those Blues are hardy lads. They must all drink Scotch Ale. Scotch Ale is the supplement whose powers will never fail. If you want to build strong bodies, Scotch Ale always works. Miley Cyrus drinks Scotch Ale every time she twerks.
True. Very true.
Personal story. Her agent authorized us to say that. Yeah. Burns' ghost was shivering. It was 10 below. St. Louis streets had not been plowed. There was a foot of snow. There was a polar vortex. A winter storm was forming. The ghost was frozen solid because of global warming. Now I ask you all to join me in a toast to the spirit of tonight, to Robert Burns' ghost. In his lifetime he enjoyed many pleasures without guilt. Let's raise a glass to one who raised our spirits and his kilt. To Burns. To the Haggis and to Scotch Ale, enjoy these.
Thank you all for coming. Have a great evening.